live from the International Eucharistic Congress, Cebu, Philippines. This is your host, Brother Bernard Factor Canyaberal, and we say, Mabuhay!
Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Angelique Lazo Mayuga.
Yes, and we're on the third day of the conference, of this Congress, and we have so many activities lined up for you, but it looks like the weather is saying something to us. Weather girl!
It's partly cloudy with scattered rain showers outside our pavilion, but inside it's bright.
It's bright. It's
and
bright.
it's going to be a very energetic day.
Yes, it's not going to
Many
dump
things
in
to
the
do.
day of the participants,
For
even
sure.
though there's a slight drizzle outside the pavilion.
And hopefully there won't be any major thunderstorms this afternoon.
No thunderstorms.
Because we do have breakout sessions
Yes,
outside
yes.
the pavilion where people have to travel.
Right,
But
yes.
we're hoping that, the Lord will provide
Exactly.
whatever the weather is.
Yes. And we'll be grace-filled again by the sharing of the speakers today, this morning, and also this afternoon. But for the start, we will have the morning prayer, day 3 of our Congress, which will be led by Reverend Monsignor Richard Cayondo. And then this will be followed by catechesis by Most Reverend Robert Barron,
Yes,
one of the
we're
more
looking forward to
anticipated
that.
speakers on the Eucharist celebration of the Paschal Mystery. And I'd like to listen to the testimony of Ms. Marian Servas, of course. And then after that,
And
the
after
Holy
that,
Eucharist follows.
Yes, which is going to be held here also at the
Also,
plenary.
yes.
And then this afternoon,
this
we have our
afternoon,
breakout sessions.
Again, we will have another cardinal from the Philippines, Cardinal Quevedo, OMI, and that breakout sessions will be at the Waterfront Hotel.
Yes.
And then Miss Josefina Manabat will be there on the Eucharist Cup of Sacrifice Banquet of the Kingdom. And then another good speaker,
Another speaker.
Father Luciano Ariel Filoni, and then Monsignor Diego Monroy Ponce here at the Pavilion. Yes.
So we look forward to the string of talks that we'll be hearing within the day.
You know what? Sometimes I really would like to go here and there just to
I
get
don't know
there.
if we can just bilocate maybe. But in the meantime, we are here in the studio and we have some special guests that we'd like to introduce to you.
Yes, and we're happy because we've been saying that not only the gray-haired people like me would
Right.
attend, but many energetic, vibrant young people, the new generation of
Yes.
the church. And we have with us
The new bloods.
the new blood,
Right.
yes.
Because
that
they're the
will-
ones who are going to continue and they will
Yes.
pass on our faith to the next generation,
Yes,
right?
very true.
Okay.
And we have with us Christian Aaron Bondok. Good morning. Yes,
Good
mabuhay.
morning, Christian.
Yes.
Mabuhay.
And how young is Christian?
22 years old.
20,
22 years
22
22
years
years
old.
old.
Yes. And with Christian, we have Jamie Emil Lucas.
Good day. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
And how young is Emil?
19 years old.
19. And of
Okay.
course,
We have a very young priest as well.
energetic.
Yes.
I've been seeing him here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what the kind of energy that we need.
Yes,
So,
we have Father Raymond Acuna. Father Raymond.
Mabuhay!
Mabuhay. And of course, we call him Father Lucky, right?
Yeah.
Father
I'm Father.
Lucky.
Yes.
Wow.
Everything you touch everything becomes lucky.
Precious.
Yes. And of course, because I'm big, Father Lucky.
Lucky, meaning big
In
in our
Filipino.
vernacular.
Yes.
Right.
Father Lucky, you're the one responsible for bringing these young people here at the Congress.
Yes, because I was invited by Monsignor,
Pepe?
no, Monsignor Joseph Tan.
Oh, yes. Oh,
And
yes.
we had this seminar before, and he saw the works of these guys,
Yeah.
and he said, "We'll bring it to Cebu."
Yes.
Okay, just as a backgrounder,
Yes.
our young guests are painters, artists
Yeah, they are young
Uh-huh.
painters of Tarlac.
of
Yeah.
Tarlac.
They belong to the Tarlac State University College of Fine Arts and Architecture.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching, Tarlac is up north of the country, the Philippines. Yes.
It's in Luzon.
And we're in the middle
Part
of the map of the archipelago. Cebu is in the middle. So to travel from north to the center of the
all of us
Philippines.
did quite a bit of traveling to get here.
Yes.
But there's something very special about the artist's paintings.
Right.
Because normally people depict images or scenes of Christ in his original environment, which is
Yes,
in
yes.
Jerusalem, in Israel.
Right, yes.
But this time, these are scenes of Christ's life in the Philippines, as if he were living here in the Philippines. Can you describe some of
The
these
concept
paintings?
started when I approached Father Francis Gustillo,
All right.
and he asked me to do something about the stations of the life of Jesus. And I started it with the way of joy, and followed by the new devotion, the way of the kingdom. But to express it in an artwork, I have this concept of bringing it in Filipino. That's why I entitled the exhibit that we're doing now, Philippinized Jesus, Gospel Scene in Philippine Setting.
Yeah.
Following also the cultural or inculturation done by our neighboring countries
Right.
like Korea, Japan, China. They have their own image of Jesus, representation of Jesus. That's why I Philippinize Jesus.
Like you have Christ in the rice field,
Yeah.
and with nipa huts.
Yes.
And,
Yes. And the background is very much Filipino
Right.
background.
I want to
yes.
find out from Jamie, where did you get your inspiration?
Of course,
for this?
I got my inspiration from my family and also in our own country, and also to our Lord God.
All right. So the family is number one as a
Yes.
source of your inspiration,
Yes.
Jamie. Yes. But since you were young then, you started scribbling, drawing, or
Yes, I am early exposed to art. I am early exposed to art,
Is your family also
since-
a
yeah.
family of
Yes.
painters or
No.
artists?
no, I'm
you're the only one?
Wow.
Yes.
It's surprising.
Nice.
Surprising.
What about Christian?
So I was inspired by father, of course. Other than in a larger sense, of course, my family. But I was inspired also. I was inspired also by Father Raymond because he challenged us to do something different, to do something more. Because we usually paint in the competition like thematic paintings, but this is quite different, and that inspires us to finish this work because not only it's different, but it is related to the gospel of Jesus.
Right.
Yes. And what is your medium? Your
Um,
medium.
Our medium is acrylic.
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 And
So
that's one of
water-based.
the works that you did.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you can see them wearing Filipiniana attire,
Yes, as
no?
you can
These
see
are
there.
Philippine costumes, traditional.
It's
costumes.
quite
This
challenging
is
also.
Bataan.
So there's two of you here, Father Lucky. How many are they?
There are
the
four.
kids who put
Four
only
artists.
four artists.
Yeah.
And how many
And
panels of paintings do we have? on this-
84.
84?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Wait a
84.
minute. So how many did each of you have to do?
Actually, it's a collaborative work. One must do the faces, the body. One must do the
Really? So
yeah.
nobody completed one painting on his
yeah,
own.
because it will be hard for us to finish differently because we have different styles, we have different mediums, and
right.
that would be hard for us to
Have a
make it
uniform look.
unified. Yeah.
That's why if you look at the tour, if you look at the
Yeah.
paintings, you will see a uniformity.
Yes,
of
and
all
I'm
the
so
paintings.
happy to see an interpretation, for example, of the birth of Jesus in the Filipino context.
Yes.
It's so different that it connects us immediately to the representation, right? Very good.
How does
very
the youth take to this? I mean, so your audience is not just, of course, for the youth, but for older people as well, no?
Yes.
But how about your colleagues, your peers? How do they
Yes.
look at this? What is their impression?
Yes,
about
because we
this?
are youth. We have we have the purpose in here, and I think as the painter, as a youth, as a painter, we have we can we can relate much to those youth. We can share it easily because we are youth, and that is quite challenging for us because it's the painting depicts about the life of Jesus, and by that we can share it easily to the people, to the
Yeah.
especially to the youth.
So there's a
Yes.
deepening of faith, right?
Yes,
when
yes,
you
yes,
look
yes.
at these paintings.
As they paint, I believe,
Yes.
the images, then they resonate with their works, And especially for Emily, who's the only artist, I believe, in the family, right?
Yes.
Yes, and getting the inspiration also from the family. But do you see yourself, Emily, in the next 5 years to be one of the more popular and respected artists
Maybe we
in
should buy your
Tarlac?
paintings now.
I'm
Yes.
hoping that that would be
That would
that would happen.
Yeah.
Right.
They're very competitive. They're
Meaning?
attending competitions.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
But Father Lucky, of course, because they had to, you cannot just paint without knowing the gospel, right?
Exactly,
And, and they really, there are different gospels, not just the gospel according to Luke, John,
Yes,
Matthew,
Mark,
etc.
yeah.
Mark. There's another way of looking at the gospel, like there are certain titles, the gospel according to not Mark, but like of Mary or how
Yes.
is
They're
it?
the
How is it
Apocryphal.
categorized?
apocryphal
Apocryphal,
gospels.
yes.
Apocryphal.
But
Yeah.
we are only relate to it the gospels that we have in the Bible.
All right.
The 4 gospels that we have.
According to-
And what is unique with this project that we are doing is that I just met them in a fast food chain.
Wow!
How did you know they were
You're
painters?
saying
No.
in the fast food chain.
Was it?
What?
They-
That must be the design of the Lord.
I think the Holy Spirit.
It's the
worked.
Eucharist also.
Yes.
Eating.
How did it
Yes.
How
happen?
did it happen?
It happened, I asked my friend who is also an artist,
All right.
and he recommended to me Aaron, Christian Aaron, and he told me you can meet him in a fast food chain.
Okay. So in the
Then-
beginning, there was Aaron.
Yeah, in the beginning.
In
was Aaron.
billiard, it's in the white ball, and then it, that
Then-
triggers Cebu.
Then later on, about few months, we have negotiation, and I said to Aaron, "Do you believe that we can work this project?" And he said,
Alright.
"Yes." And,
Ah.
and that's the start of the story.
What a hope.
And how long ago was this?
7 months ago.
7 months.
And
And-
you were able to paint all these paintings in 7 months' time.
Yes, yes.
And I met Jesse and Jamie, followed by Edno, the fourth
The fourth
painter.
painter.
Yeah.
And
Which we will be having in a little while, I guess.
yes,
And they're all friends. Were you all friends to begin
Yes.
with?
Yes, yes.
they came from a same school, Tarlac State University.
The school must be very proud of them. Yeah.
Yes.
They were surprised because we are doing the painting in our seminary,
Yes.
in Our Lady of Peace College Seminary.
So after
Okay.
because right now these paintings are on display
Yes.
here. Are they for sale or
no, they're just
not?
for display.
So what will happen to the exhibit? Will this be shown somewhere else?
Yeah,
After?
we're planning to show it in Manila. Also, I already talked to the rector of Manila Cathedral, Father Reggie Malikdem, will also exhibited it there in Manila.
Wow. So this is touring the
Yeah.
Philippines. And
It's
how do
touring
you
the
feel
Philippines.
about that, Aaron?
Of course, we
Yes,
are
very
proud.
proud.
We're proud that among those painters, we are those 4 lucky and blessed painters chosen by Father and of course by Lord.
Right.
Yes, as an artist, do you have a favorite artist? Some artists would have that kind of.
Oh yeah,
Yes, of
like your
course.
inspiration.
Our inspiration, way back when conceptualization happened, it's our Philippine artist, Amor Solo.
More
Yes,
solo.
Amor Solo.
Who
That's
knows?
our
Maybe someday we will cross stitch your.
We
You know,
do
because
hope.
because Amor Sol is a national artist, Filipino
I saw
national
your
artist.
cross stitch
And his
paintings of Amor
paintings
Solo.
have been transformed into cross stitch
Yes.
patterns. So maybe in the future, your paintings will be in such great demand that they will also be transformed into cross stitch.
For one artwork, how long did it take you to paint it?
For a day, we do like 2 paintings for sleepless day, like that.
Sleepless days
Yeah,
and nights.
it's a
A
24-hour painting.
24-hour.
Yeah.
Well, if you sleep and you wake up, you might work on in it.
Because they're doing this for only weekend.
Only
Yes.
They're attending their
weekend.
classes, then every weekend from Friday night to Sunday, they are working with me.
No more Dabarkads days. No more.
Gimmick
Yes.
nights
Gimmick
with
nights.
the
They
band.
take some little sacrifices for this project.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
it's a worthwhile project.
Yeah.
Yes.
We,
yes.
we are able to see the product of your sleepless nights.
Yes.
And
your
you must be
other
very
energy.
proud as well that it now exhibited for this
Yes.
international
You know what?
Eucharistic Congress.
They just initially last July 2015, they had their initial exhibit with the Catholic Bishops' Conference.
Where at?
Okay, we put the paintings around the plenary hall where they had their meeting.
Oh, nice.
That's the initial exhibit
And
that
what
they
was
had.
the response of the bishops to these paintings?
They saw it unique.
Yeah.
They saw it. They relate it with because of our culture,
Right.
and they have a positive recognition. And they even gave a certificate for this paint artist to
All of them?
Yeah, because of their
very
contribution to the
Yes.
Philippine art.
What about the response here from the participants, the delegates of the IEC?
While watching them roaming around the exhibit since day one, most of them are saying beautiful, unique, and of course Filipinized. The term Filipinized makes them closer to our culture.
Exactly, yes. But I would like to know their impression about the Congress itself.
Congress, that's right.
Because you've been
Being
here.
young participants.
Yes, as a young
And
participant.
how lucky can you
Yes,
get, right?
yes.
I mean, how long
Emily.
did it take us to get here? let's not talk about that. Okay.
Emily, what's your impression?
Of course, it is a very big opportunity to exhibit here in this kind of
Have you attended some of the talks and were you able to get some nice, wonderful ideas from the speakers?
Yes.
Are you
Ready for
learning?
your
Are
next,
you learning anything
yes.
from the talks?
Yes.
Right. Aaron.
Of course, I'm surprised and I'm so happy that I was here, and I never thought that it would be such big event as this. And of course, bringing our painting here is so much privilege for us. And I haven't attended talks, but I have attended the masses, and I think that's good enough for.
It's uplifting already because the homilies
yes, the homilies,
are
yes.
so substantial. No? They're so full of meaning
Yes.
and inspiration, right?
Yes.
So maybe Father Lucky, we should be getting their autographs
Later.
already. No?
With them also is Edno Hoson
Uh-huh.
and Jesse Tadeo, right?
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you very much, Father Raymond, and we hope to be seeing you around for more exhibits, not only here in Cebu, but all over the country.
And don't forget to invite us so we'll be able to talk about it and promote it.
Yes.
Of course.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
You will remember this for the rest of your life, I'm telling you.
That's a
Yes.
So thank you again,
Thank you.
Jamie and Aaron and Father Lucky.
Thank you.
And
Maraming
continue the
salamat.
good work. Go and preach the gospel.
Right.
That's even
Through
though
your
they say.
paintings.
Friends, we will be back for more interviews, and this time we will have to know words coming from Francis Gustilo,
Yes.
the one in charge of the cultural events of the Congress. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Salamat. God bless. Ba't ang lalamig?
How great was the charity of Jesus Christ in choosing to institute the Eucharist on the eve of the day he was put to death. At that moment, all Jerusalem is on fire. The populace enraged, plotting his ruin. And precisely at that moment, he is preparing for them the most unutterable pledge of his love. Men are weaving the blackest plots against him, and he is only occupied in giving them the most precious gift he has. They are only thinking of setting up an infamous cross, that they may put him to death. And he is only thinking of setting up an altar, that he may immolate himself every day for us. They are preparing to shed his blood, and Jesus Christ is willing that the same blood shall be to us a draught of immortality for the consolation and happiness of our souls. On rising from the holy table, he goes away with all heaven in his heart. If we really love him, we should make it our joy and happiness to come and spend a few moments before the tabernacle to adore him. Come, Cast yourselves at his feet, and you will feel quite consoled. Ask him with tears and sorrow for the forgiveness of your sins, and you are sure to obtain it. You who are reconciled with him, beg for the precious gift of perseverance. Would you begin to taste the joy of the saints? Come to the Eucharist, and you will know its happy beginnings.
Okay, we are back.
Yes, we're back,
Yes.
and we're getting excited all the more because of the many
Many things happening around us.
around
It's
us.
so exciting. Yes.
And now we're joined in by our
Yes, our co-host,
co-host,
or priest
yes.
co-host.
and looking good co-host.
As always.
One would pass for an American movie and that, and one would pass for the Filipino movie and that.
Okay, so let's introduce them once
Yes.
again. We have with us Father Joel Kamaya.
And we have with us Father Lorenzo Ruggiero. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning
Good
again,
morning, everyone.
Father.
Good morning,
Yes.
good day.
We missed you, huh?
We missed you
Missed you
yesterday
too.
afternoon.
But
Okay.
did you listen to the talks yesterday? Oh, before that, I just have to correct myself because I think I made mention that
Okay, that
the venue for the talks of Cardinal Quevedo,
Mm-hmm.
Josepina Manabat, and Father Luciano Ariel Filoni will be at
the
Waterfront.
waterfront.
It's
Okay.
a different venue other than this.
what is going to
place.
be here will be the
With-
talk
of
of.
Reverend Monsignor Diego Monroy Ponce. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and you know, we also have something very exciting to announce to you.
Right,
Apparently, the hashtag EucharistPH,
Yes.
which is the Twitter hashtag for this event, was about 4 million the other day.
And then it
But
became
yesterday, it's 15 million.
15 million.
retweets.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yay!
Congratulations,
So it means that
everyone.
there's a lot
Thank
of
you.
people
Thank you
who
very
are
much,
really looking at this international congress, and that they're passing on this information to
Yeah.
others.
And we hope that we'll be reading some of these tweets in a little while.
All
But
right.
we go back to our,
Okay, back to our
friends.
friends. So, which of the talks yesterday made a very deep impression? Because in the morning it was very theological, right?
In the morning, yeah, the catechesis session was, of course, the nature of that topic is on the exegesis of the text that we have from St. Paul.
From St. Paul.
However, there are also pastoral considerations there. What, given this Bible passage, how does it apply to our lives? It's like the Eucharist. So he also gives snippets of that. But that was made into somehow incarnated in the testimony of Cardinal Zen, which immediately came after that. And that was one thing that struck me, the hope of a people, of a people that suffers under. He was speaking about the experience of the Chinese people,
Yeah.
and even celebrating Eucharist amidst that situation. Yes. And then, of course, in the afternoon, something that struck me very much was the talk of Father Timothy Radcliffe. It's a pity that it's called concurrent sessions, so you'll have to choose from
Which
different
ones to go
talks.
to?
And of course, the one in the pavilion is highlighted, and the others were at the waterfront. So maybe it would have been better if we had the videos of these.
Waterfront is a venue, not a walk away, but a
It's
little
quite a bus ride away.
a bus ride away.
Yes.
That's what you're talking. So you just have to choose which one to attend to.
Right.
Yes. Father Lorenzo.
Well, as Father Joel was saying, the morning talk probably being open, also the opening talk was a bit more theological. So it set the framework of the whole Congress. But we saw already in the afternoon with Father Radcliffe how this theological talk was brought down to the reality of people. And we had this beautiful experience on hope. He listed out a few ways of giving hope and bringing hope to people, as well as living hope in your life.
Right.
And we experienced people liking it as we roamed around the city last night, asking our friends attending the Congress, what did you like of the first day? And they said, we really enjoyed this talk by the
Father
Dominican
Rad.
Father.
Yes.
So it was very, very beautiful. I liked a few of the points he made, because really this is a time in which we need hope. We were discussing the other day with Father Joel, we see also among young people sometimes there is a sort of hopelessness about the future, new possibilities. Instead, Father Radcliffe, he emphasized precisely that our hope is in the youth. In the last 2 points
Yes, that's right.
of his talk,
Amongst
he
the
was saying
children, yes.
Children.
precisely. He said one way of the church of showing hope, aside from prayer, celebrating the Eucharist, is by, he said two very interesting things which apply also to the Filipino setting.
Music.
Music,
He said about
of
music,
course,
yeah.
because Filipinos like music.
Oh,
But he
yeah.
said also to stay put, to stay in the place where you are.
Grounded. To
You
stay
see,
grounded.
because today, as we know very well, it's been a blessing for us Filipinos evangelize by going abroad and providing for the families. But also we need talents to stay in the country and to make this country greater than it is today. And sometimes the tendency is, I'll go out to find my fortunes, while you can build your own future where you are. He was mentioning Baghdad, a very difficult situation,
Right.
and how people were able to remain where they are.
I believe Father Radcliffe is reminding us again of what we have. Then look outside. Yes. Father.
Yes, something connected to that, something which maybe many people did not see coming, seeing that he was talking about hope as a virtue. And he said one way that we can show that we hope is when we educate the young.
Yes.
It's really connected to that.
And that's one way we can fight like extremism and fundamentalism.
Yes.
Is through education.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a concrete way of expressing hope. Something that struck me also with that talk of Father Radcliffe was, we hope because there's no real certainty. We say I know if it is of certitude, but if you do not know it, then we say I believe. When you say I believe, it's not 100% sure. But something that really struck me was a conclusion that he had. No, what is as how he has defined hope at the end. Hope is the certainty that somewhere, no, in the end, one will find meaning, however the conclusion would be. So it's the meaning, it's the sense that we find.
Now I have a little problem with that. Now you can hear
As you
the
can
loud
hear.
sound, because in a little while we will have the morning prayer.
Right.
And we will be turning this over to them.
Actually, I just wanted to describe right now,
Yes,
people are
yes.
filing in and they're coming in droves
Right.
to occupy the around 15,000 seats that are here in the plenary of the pavilion.
Yes. But as you were saying all these things, Father, for us, we could easily understand that. But for those fishermen, the ordinary folks, the lavanderas, the security guard,
Yeah.
the nannies, will they be able to get understand or a grasp of
But you
that?
know, they show us that very thing even more than we can see.
You mean they actually live it?
They actually live it. Because even though if they're in that situation, in the end they would say, Salamat sa Diyos. Thanks be to God that we're still alive, that we still continue. And that gives, I think one thing that, one of the effects of hope is that we're joyful. Whatever
Happens to us, we're still
situation.
joyful.
Yes.
There is another thing that common people understand very well, aside from music, as you were mentioning. Some of the images Father Radcliffe used yesterday were really beautiful and very touching. When he mentioned of his father on
Yes,
his
and
deathbed,
yes.
asking for Mozart. He said, I want to go out of this world listening to music. Music has a universal language. You don't need to be learned. You don't need to go to school to perceive the beauty of the message in music. And there is one thing that everyone is able to do And it's what he mentioned in the third point, which is to do good for his own sake. You don't have to do good so that people will be good to you. You don't have to be good because people will return that to you. You just do good. So if you tell a fisherman, if you give one of your little fish in the catch to someone who's hungry, you are giving hope to people and you become a hopeful person. Your catch will be a bit smaller, but your heart bigger. So this is something everyone can do.
I like your comment about these people I mentioned, that they know this better sometimes, and they practice already these things that
And
you were
you
telling.
know, I think that is we see that very much in society.
All right.
Who are those who easily get discouraged? In other countries, where there are more suicide incidents, which are these countries? They're the rich ones. They're those who may have everything, and yet they do not find meaning, sense in their life.
Just lately, I had friends who came over from Italy, and every day, this friend of mine was making the same remark, more and more amazed at the fact that the Filipinos people are happy people. And he was looking around, and at first he was scandalized by poverty, by the situation he saw very different from the setting we have in Italy.
Yes.
And he was amazed and he was saying, why are people so happy? What are they happy about? And I was telling him, the first thing is that they have God. And secondly is that they see the beauty of life. They don't need many things. They are happy because they have life. And it was
It's like saying that the Eucharistic people are the happy people on earth.
precisely.
And so it doesn't
Precisely.
matter really what kind of circumstances you're in, especially us. How many times has it been said that we're the
Oh, yeah.
disaster capital of the world?
Yes,
So
yes.
even if we're like visited by a gazillion problems, we still find joy, we still find hope, and knowing that things will be all right because we believe in God too, right?
What Father Maloney said yesterday, a Eucharistic people are not people who just go to Mass, are
Yes.
people who live the Eucharist, the presence of Jesus in their life. And this is something very peculiar, very special
Yes.
about the Philippine people.
Yes.
They have Christ in their life, and that makes the difference. Father Joel was mentioning what we call developed countries or first world countries, allegedly, but then they took aside God. They took out of the picture of their life God, and what remains is really hopelessness. In the Filipino setting, in the culture, in our life, in daily life, God is at the center. Everyone, before starting his day, would make the sign of the cross. When you see 4 in the morning, a jeepney driver getting into his car, the first thing he'll do, he will touch the rosary and then make a little prayer. And that is what keeps you going.
Yes. I also noticed that the people will touch the image and would pray and then would put their hand and then as if connecting himself or
Herself to the
herself
divine.
to the divine. Yes. Right.
And I think that's also nourished because of the fact that we do go to Mass, we do pray, we do receive the sacrament of the Eucharist, right? So, but if we slowly detach ourselves from that, then that would probably be the part of the secular world's
Yes.
experience.
You know, Angelique, we're about to start the morning prayer, and the people are getting ready behind us.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. I just want to mention the Twitter.
Right.
So do
So-
keep your Twitter messages coming about the how we are living the virtues of hope in our life.
Yes. The hashtag is #EucharistPH. I think the Reverend Monsignor Richard Cayondo is now ready for the morning prayer.
So we're going to.
Thank you very much again, Father Joel.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll have
Thank
you,
you very
Father
much,
Lorenzo.
Father.
Thank you very much. Have a
Okay, so
wonderful
we will be
Eucharistic
back
day.
later
Yes.
on this afternoon, but in the meantime, we would like to turn you over to our main event in the plenary.
And thank you for watching. We leave you the word,
Mabuhay!